Escape from Tarkov has been in a really interesting and potentially polarizing spot for a while now. Depending on who you talk to, some people say it's never been easier to make money. Some people say it's really hard to make money. Some people say you have to be wearing Class 6 armor and the best gear at all times. Some people say gear doesn't matter. And that can be really confusing whether you're a newer player to the game, a veteran that's taking some time off and is coming back, or somebody that's just playing the game trying to figure out the best way to have fun. And that's why I wanted to make this video and kind of give my rant style thoughts on if you have to be using meta gear to be good at Escape from Tarkov. I'm Jessekazam. Welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. If you like the video, please do me a favor and drop a like, maybe comment down below or subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Those that do that help me out way more than you think, so thank you so much. I also stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch. All my links will be down below. I'd love to have you stop by and say hey. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right in. So if you know me or if you've been around my content for a while, you probably know my answer to that question. Do you need to be using meta gear to be good at Escape from Tarkov? And if you're just here for the TLDR, then no. In my opinion, you do not have to run meta gear all the time to be good at the game. Let me explain. So we obviously know that Tarkov is a game that's in active development, and that means that major things have and will continue to change as the game gets developed. One of the most controversial points of the game right now is the economy and the loot availability and distribution, whether that be from the traders, stuff you can get in the hideout, or the ability to purchase basically anything you want off the fleet. I'm not really here to say that how the game is going to be in the future because A, we really don't know, and B, things have changed a lot already. Some things that they originally wanted, that vision has changed, whether it's because it's just how long it's taken to make the game, their vision just changing over time, the popularity of the game. There's a lot of different reasons. I'm also not here to say how it should be because that's incredibly subjective and different people want different things from the game, and that's okay. What I can say though is that at least at some point in the past, BSG talked about how during the active development of the game, they wanted things to be pretty available so that things can be tested. So for example, they wanted more guns, more armor, more things available at the traders currently because they want us to test those things out, but that those things might be much more limited later on. And that kind of makes sense because we have seen and been able to find a ton of bugs with specific guns, attachments, specific ammos and their properties, specific armors and armor stacking and all sorts of weird stuff throughout the way because we have those things so available to us and because there are so many people testing the game. So that's important to know that that might change as we go. Anyways, all I can really do is talk about the game that we have right now, and there is no denying that if you watch the game in almost any capacity, you see a lot of Class 6 armors, really expensive helmets, and the same 4 meta guns over and over again. And that is kind of why I wanted to make this video, because while I really believe that you don't need that stuff to be good at Escape from Tarkov, it is so available that if you play Tarkov enough, you will end up with so much of it. Why not run it? And that creates a really interesting divide between the players. In my experience, the players at the top, the players that either play the most or at the top of kind of like the skill level, know and understand that you don't need the best gear to be good at the game. But because they're good at the game, they have so much gear and money that they run it for those small boosts that it gives, the small percent chance that it'll ricochet, the small percent chance that this armor will absorb the shot. It's a lot like MMOs where you grind really, really long time for those just few extra percentage points on maybe crit chance or defense or something like that. So they understand that you don't need that to be good, but they end up with so much of that stuff, then why not run it? And then what happens is that the people at the bottom, either newer players or players that haven't played enough to really get a hold of what Tarkov is, they watch that a lot of that content and they think that the reason they die is because they don't have that gear and they get discouraged and they think they can't compete. And this cycle just continues. And this is where I want to talk about what you really need to be good at a game like Escape from Tarkov and really most other video games, and that is fundamentals, especially the fundamentals specific to this game. You may have heard me talk about this in the past. I love talking about this stuff, but in my opinion, map knowledge, movement, accuracy, and the willingness to learn from your deaths will carry you so much farther than a Slick or an Alton does. I mean, just think about the fact that a KS-23 or some Magnum Buck can kill you really easily no matter what gear you have on, and something like an M61 has the potential to one-tap you no matter what gear you have on. So how do you fight those shotgun players or those M61 players? With fundamentals, not with your gear. So let's bring it back a bit. To be honest, if you're looking forward to what Tarkov is going to be, if you're playing right now and you're watching the podcast and you're really excited about the future of the game, now is a great time to practice and learn the fundamentals. Nobody really wants to talk about this, but you can really lean into the fact that there are wipes and use that to your advantage. No matter how you feel about it, if you love the wipes or hate the wipes or want them to happen for the rest of Tarkov's history, or you never want another wipe to happen again, If you're struggling in this game, they are so good for you because you have the ability to kind of dive in, make mistakes, learn the game, go broke, and it all resets. If you play Escape from Tarkov like the character you have right now is the character you'll have for years to come, you're missing out on a lot of potential to push some extra fights, to learn some extra stuff, and to try and figure out the best way to play this game and the best way that suits your playstyle the best. Additionally, I doubt that it will ever be easier to make money than it is in Tarkov right now. You can make a ton of money with a little bit of startup cash using the hideout, never even going into a raid. Buy stuff off the flea market, craft stuff in the hideout, sell that now found in raid stuff back to the flea market for profit. You can make a ton of money never going in as a PMC. If you get your scav karma up high enough, you can scav about every 5 minutes. And a huge shout out to Gingy. She made 100 million rubles in about 96 or 97 survived scav runs. Now, she is insanely good at this game, but it shows you the potential that's out there for scav runs. Additionally, if you do go on your PMC, there's the secret stashes. Some maps have up to 30 or 40 of those. And then money runs are easier than they've ever been because you don't need good keys. With the flea market and the hideout the way it is, it adds value to basically any item in the game. Just go in, get stuff, leave, you're gonna make a profit. So back to the point. At this point in the wipe, ammo is pretty much king, and just about everybody has access to it. That's because there are cheap ammos like Magnum Buck or KS23, and additionally, like we said, it's never been easier to make money, so people can purchase the M61s. We're far enough in wipe. Ammo is king. Now, everyone has their own feelings about this, but a widely accepted opinion is that if everybody has the money to have the best ammo, then the best armor isn't really that valuable. Of course, it will still save you. I'm not saying don't run armor. You will absolutely get saved by shots from scavs or sniper scavs or player scavs or lower gear players, or the low percent chances that a helmet will ricochet or that an armor will absorb a shot that it wouldn't normally. Of course, that stuff happens, but you don't need to rely on the armor in that situation if most people have those higher tier ammos, but you can use that money to get better guns and ammo for yourself. If everybody's got the best ammo in the game, then it kind of evens the playing field out in a little bit and should allow us to focus on things like aim and positioning to get better. I'm sure a lot of you are like me, that every once in a while you take out the dripping meta kit. It's not often. You finally build up the courage, you take out your slick, you take out your Alton, you take out your mutant, and you go out and you die immediately. 1 or 2 tapped, boom, it's gone. And if the meta stuff that you think is what's going to save you doesn't save you in those situations, then why do you die? Well, it's because you could have potentially played better, or the person just had more map knowledge, better aim, whatever. Now, I'm definitely not denying how annoying it is to just get 1 tapped with M61 or 2 tapped with BP a million raids in a row. It's just that I think that that might create a false sense of what's wrong with the game, and we put all of that blame on this ammo or this ammo. It's too powerful, it's too available, whatever. And what I really think is that, once again, the people who are the best at the game just accumulate so much wealth that they use the best stuff just because why not at that point? Those little percentages matter. When you've got so much money, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on your kit. I personally find it really, really fun to watch the top tier players do either meme runs or low gear runs, because this specifically kind of proves my point. When you watch some of these people roll with like a stock AK and 7.62 PS ammo, which is available day 1 of the wipe, they still go on 10, 11, 15 raid win streaks. They are still wiping squads. They are still doing really, really, really well. And that kind of proves it, is that even late game, you can compete against high gear players with lower gear stuff if your fundamentals are good. If you know the map, if you know how to flank, if you know how to position yourself, if you know how to aim, if you know how to play to what gear you're using, you can be really, really good. I wish I could pay some of these guys to just run low tier kits all day and let me make a video about it. At the end of the day, the gear is supposed to support your abilities. With great gear and bad fundamentals, you'll probably do okay. With great fundamentals and okay gear, you will do well. And with both, you will do great. So that's pretty much it. Those are my thoughts on it. I bring this up because we are always talking about the economy. We are always talking about gear. We are always talking about ammo. We are always talking about balance and stuff like that. And those are really good conversations that are needed. I am definitely not making this video to say that Tarkov is a balanced game in its current state, or that we don't need to change some of the values of these ammos or how available things are. I definitely think that. We talk about that all the time on the podcast. But you can be good at Tarkov without that meta gear. And I think a lot of times those other problems mask that and convince people that they need that gear in order to be good, when I really don't think so. If you have the ability to be good at Tarkov right now with low tier gear, my feeling is that later as the game continues to develop, you will be insane. You are giving yourself an insane advantage long term by learning those fundamentals and figuring out how to be good with low gear now. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I hope that this helped somebody and maybe shifted their perspective a little bit to help them focus more on the things that they can change and the things that they can get better at and set themselves up for success in Escape from Tarkov. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to check out this video. If you liked the video, think about dropping a like, commenting down below, or subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Like we said before, I stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch. All my links will be down below. I'd love to have you stop by and say hey. And if you're looking for people to play Tarkov with, our Discord server is an awesome place to be. That link is down below as well. Thank you again for stopping by, and I will definitely see y'all on the next one.